Hello, parents and families of WashU Beyond Boundaries students. My name is Rob Morgan. I'm the director of the Beyond Boundaries program and a teaching professor in the performing arts in the area of design here at WashU. I wanted to create a video for you all. For those that could not make a parent and family weekend here, I did a short, very short, and hopefully this will be equally short, a little video about basically a presentation about where we are with the program, a little quick student update and that type of thing, just so you all are aware of what's going on and ways that you can engage with our program moving forward. So let's get right to it. I went first of all to kind of introduce myself and others. There I am on the far left. Our program coordinator, Simone Picker, honestly is the left hand and the right hand of this program. She's the glue that keeps us all together. And our assistant director of Beyond Boundaries is Jenny Harpring. She's an associate dean in the Brown School in the area of social work. And then this semester we have a fantastic Master's of Social Work practicum student working with us, Katrina Hungry. She's been doing some great assessment work for us and when it comes to assessing students in the program. As you likely know, we have 4 cohorts for the very first time ever, four cohorts of students across 4 years. And she is also the mom of this very good boy, Siberius. And he often visits the office, and he's a joy to have around. All right, moving along, the program update, sort of a by the numbers and ideas. You'll see here we've got 4 different cohorts in terms of how many people we have in each cohort currently. 19 in the 4th year senior class, 20 in the junior class, 56 in the sophomore class, and the first year class has 43 students in it. As you likely know, this is a 2-year program with the opportunity to re-enlist, you might say, after the second year for rising juniors for the most part. And we had about 20 of the 41 students decide to not continue with us in the next 3rd and 4th years, the second phase of the program, which is fine. We also accepted a couple students into the program at that phase, so it's kind of hopefully a good thing for everyone involved. And take a look as well at the application numbers here. I hope that you all as proud parents, and I'm a parent of a WashU alum, as proud parents, that you kind of appreciate how special your student is. All right, moving along. So BB community, we kind of have a couple of ways, of course, that we engage with them, both extracurricular and curricular. Some things we did, bare beginnings. We had a great bare beginnings with the class of 2026. If you have a 2026 student, you should see them in this photo unless they were in a scholars program, which meant they were out of town. So here's our obligatory, formal picture in front of Brookings, and here's the goofy one. We always have to take a goofy one, and shout out to a couple of junior and senior students in Campbell and Aisha who totally went Charlie's Angels on that particular photo. We had a great little gathering around an old fire truck called Fire and Ice Cream. Basically, it's a converted old 1946, I believe, fire truck. And we had a nice cross-cohort gathering early in the year. And then we had a nice kind of group photo here, but I want to call your attention to that. That was a storm that pretty much soaked us not long after this photo was taken. But that's how it goes here. You never know. So we've got seniors represented here, juniors, all kinds of great cross-cohort smiles here in these photos. And then those in the class of 2026 that we had a terrific convocation. Convocation. I always get commencement and convocation mixed up. You'll see perhaps your student in this photo. I see Jesse, I see Neha, a lot of great students whooping it up at convocation. All right, moving along. You know that we do a lot of class updates when it comes to our social media channels. So you might see your student represented in this particular image or a number of them as we kind of populate those. A reminder here, and I'll show you at the very end of this presentation how to engage with us and how to follow us on social media. But we do like to celebrate students from all 4 years right in our social media channels. We have a Truman Scholarship winner, by the way, in Rainin Meow in the 4th year class. We're very proud of him. Moving along, you all, you don't have to be a Beyond Boundaries program student to engage with our app. It was designed by 2 alums, we're very proud to say as well, a young man named David Adkin and Ben Haffley. They have a company called Adalo, which is a no-code app maker, kind of like a Wix or a Squarespace, but for apps. And my daughter actually happens to work for this company now. This Beyond Boundaries app is a way to kind of get a sense of what we offer, and you all know your students students better than we do in some cases. So if you happen to see events going on this app, you might want to flag them for your student and say, hey, there's this free speech and art activism thing going on. You might want to attend that. And so make sure that you kind of keep these things on their radar. And the proof, so that the students get a point for attending things like that, the proof that they attended is a selfie. They post a selfie to the app, and if they wish, they can put it in a public gallery, as these students did. So you might see your student in these images as well. So that's the Beyond Boundaries app, and feel free to download that and use that if you wish. You can find it under the Resources tab of our website. And then the extra, sort of the curricular and career engagement aspect of what we do in the Beyond Boundaries program, we have this fantastic program called Creative Collaborations. Oops, I went too far. Creative Collaborations is a capstone opportunity for mainly third and fourth year students to, across two divisions, or two or more divisions really, to collaborate on a capstone project. We had 3 fantastic presentations last May. One example was a couple of students got together and illustrated a children's book written with a young person in mind who is dealing with cancer in their family. So it had kind of a public health and an art combo. But these are funded capstone opportunities, and we really want students to take advantage of those. We also have a Pixigo. A Pixigo is kind of our way to network. It's a peer mentoring platform. In fact, I leave this week for a conference in New Mexico to present the pilot that we did in summer of 2020 with my colleague from UC Berkeley. Pixigo basically is a Greek meaning to clarify, and it basically creates through these student profiles. This is unique to Beyond Boundaries only. We don't have anyone else on the campus using this. But basically, through filling out a profile, your student creates what's called a skills fingerprint or a genome. And then that matches students with other people who are what we call near peers. As my mom used to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Maybe you've said that to your own student. So we do that skills third of that little chart, that 3 pillars there. We do that very well, but we also need to make sure students can have an occupational identity and really leverage social capital, really get to know, in our case, near peers, our recent alums, get to know them, and maybe those can be the bridge post-graduation for students to a career of their choosing that really gives them a meaningful life. And I can't show you students' profiles, but I'm happy to show you my own. It is a surprise to no one that I have no bar on the athletic rubric here. I am not athletic at all, but I'm glad to see that creative has a representation here. But then you'll see in my profile, once I have that set up, I have a very important About Me section on the left there, but then I'll see suggested for you. I'll see folks that I'm matching with, and I might want to reach out to them and say, well, Becky, I understand that you have an interest in performing arts in my case, so we might kind of have a common interest. That's what we want your students to do, is to make connections through a Pixigo. So you might ask your student, have you updated your Pixigo profile recently? It's important to do that. Moving along, the classes, students in the class of 2026 are currently enrolled in these 7 credits that are required for Beyond Boundaries students. The most important one, the kind of cornerstone of our program, is this amazing seminar. We have 4 amazing panels this semester. We've just completed interdisciplinary education. This panel was fantastic, and this one as well, teacher and educator. These are colleagues, alums, leaders on campus, teaching and learning center directors, you name it. We put them together and talk about these types of things. The one we have coming up tonight, in fact, at 5:30, is a mental health panel, which we think is just the right time of the semester to be talking to students about mental health. It's very, very important. So this is a rock star panel on that topic. And then we end the semester with a leader. We call this She Leads Part 2. There's a famous conference on campus called She Leads, so we kind of, we affectionately call this She Leads Part 2. So it's a women in leadership panel, and we got 4 amazing women leaders on campus represented here. So, and then your student is taking at least, perhaps 2 of them, but at least one of these 7 or 6 courses. You'll see the climate change course, my creativity course. I'm a little biased towards that one. The Endgame of Entrepreneurship, When I'm 64 on Aging, Art of Medicine, and Religious Freedom in America. These are Beyond Boundaries courses taught by 2 or more faculty across 2 or more divisions here at WashU, and they're fantastic ways to kind of, in your first year, get engaged in an interdisciplinary way. So, and then looking ahead to the spring, spring, your student will be making a selection actually by the end of this month. The seminar continues in the first semester, but they'll be making a selection among these 5 courses. The Endgame of Entrepreneurship was such a popular one, we're bringing that back in the spring. Sustainability and Beyond is a really great one that's been taught for a few years. Environmental Racism was brand new last spring and very popular as well. And Morality and Markets coming back online after a little bit of a hiatus. I do a podcast actually in just a little bit. I'm doing a podcast with these 2 faculty members about their class, Morality and Markets. And then there's still a Bear Bridge course open to students in the spring. That one's called Empathy First, co-taught by our assistant director, Jenny Harpring, and Liz Kramer. That has a community engagement component to it. That's what the bridge means. All right, moving along, I'm trying to go fairly quickly to sort of help you all, but I just want to finish with this. Ways to connect with us. I highly recommend you follow us at B Boundaries. You'll see right here, B Boundaries WU. Follow us on these different platforms, Twitter and Instagram, and we even have a YouTube page. This will be posted to the YouTube page. We also have a podcast. As I said, we're going to start getting that going again this semester, beginning this morning with an interview with a couple of faculty members. And then moving along, we are kind of restarting. We haven't had one since last February, but we've just hired a student to restart the newsletter. And so you'll be getting a newsletter in a PDF form from us very soon, we hope. That is about it. That's the update on the Beyond Boundaries program. I'm really, really grateful to you all. I'm grateful to you all for kind of helping us move forward, encouraging your student to engage with us. It's so, so important, particularly in their first year, for students to really taste all the ice cream and get a sense of really what we have to offer here at WashU, not just classes, but faculty contacts, research, internships, things like that. They start with relationships. I like to think that relationships lead to internships, fellowships, and those kinds of things. So it's kind of important that I wanted to update you all. So have a great rest of your day, and please reach out if you have questions for myself. rmorgan at WUSTL, we call it. rmorgan at WUSTL is my email address. Feel free to reach out anytime, and I'm happy to answer questions you might have. All right, that's it. Thanks so much.